Today, we're delving into the world of Michael Bay's Transformers, 2007, a movie that revolutionized the action genre and brought the fabled Autobots and Decepticons to an entirely new generation. You might be surprised to learn, though, that this movie is chock with obscure allusions, Easter eggs, and modest tributes to the illustrious past of the franchise. There's always more to Transformers than what first meets the eye. Regardless of how many times you've seen the film, let's explore some of the most amazing hidden treasures you might have overlooked. To begin, let us introduce one of the most thrilling throwbacks for ardent Transformers fans. Seen the recognizable voice behind Optimus Prime.
Why are you here?
We are here looking for the Allspark, and we must find it before Megatron.
The Autobot leader's voice in this film is once again provided by Peter Cullen, who played the character in the original 1980s animated series. For viewers of the animation who grew up watching it, it's a nostalgic touch, and Cullen's powerful, deep voice gives Optimus a timeless presence. Could you imagine anyone else speaking Optimus Prime, hearing him say lines like, "Autobots, roll out"?
It's been an honor serving with you all. Autobots, roll out! We roll!
Hits a different note when you realize it's the same voice from more than 30 years ago. You might be surprised to hear that Cullen wasn't the first option. After learning how much the audience cherished the first film, Michael Bay, who had first expressed doubts about having Cullen return, agreed to have the iconic character play Cullen again. Honestly, do you think anyone else could play the role of Optimus Prime? Bumblebee's communication skills play a major role in his appeal, as he swiftly emerged as a fan favorite in Transformers. Unlike the other Autobots, Bumblebee expresses himself through songs and radio broadcast fragments. However, this is more than just a peculiar quality of the character. It's a deft reference to popular culture that illustrates how a robot would adjust to communicating with people in the contemporary world. Every music and radio snippet that Bumblebee plays is selected specifically to work with the scene. For instance, Bumblebee is genuinely attempting to convey his distress at not being able to communicate when he plays "I Can't Fight This Feeling" by REO Speedwagon. It's a funny and distinctive method to display his personality, and the movie makes excellent use of it throughout the story. However, did you realize that Bumblebee also pays homage to the first animated series with his ability to speak through the radio? Bumblebee was always viewed as the young, fun Autobot in the 1980s television series, and in the live-action adaptation, this means of communication lends him a lighthearted yet contemporary edge. A prominent storyline element in the Transformers film from 2007 is the unveiling of Sector 7, an enigmatic government agency. The majority of casual viewers, however, are unaware of this. Sector 7 isn't fictitious. It has its roots in Transformers mythology, particularly in the comic books. Sector 7 is in charge of looking into and hiding extraterrestrial activity on Earth, including that of the Autobots and Decepticons in the Transformers comics. The notion of a covert organization operating behind the scenes gives the movie more complexity and demonstrates how much longer than we might have assumed that humanity have been aware of the Transformers. If you watch closely, you'll notice that Agent Simmons is wearing a badge bearing the Sector 7 logo. This is just one of the entertaining Easter eggs concealed throughout the film relating to Sector 7. Even if it's a minor touch, it serves to link the film to the larger Transformers universe. Transformers' introduction of Megatron is nothing short of spectacular. After being frozen for many years beneath the Hoover Dam, he has now been fully exposed in all of his terrible splendor. However, did you know that this scene is a deep cut from the comic book history of Transformers? After their ship, the Ark, crashes on Earth, the Autobots and Decepticons are rendered immobile in the original comics. This plotline, in which the Decepticons are kept in stasis for millions of years, is mirrored by Megatron's cryogenic incarceration. It's a deft way for the film to honor the comic books while simultaneously making Megatron's on-screen debut unforgettable. The fact that one of the universe's most powerful entities is secretly held by the US government as a military asset heightens the suspense in the film. For devoted viewers, Megatron's escape marks an exciting return to Transformers' past. It also marks a turning point in the tale. Transformers 2007 was initially titled Prime Directive. Not many people are aware of this. This title is a nod to the iconic tagline from the original animation and comic series, as well as to Optimus Prime and his command of the Autobots. Prime Directive would have been a great way to honor die-hard fans, even though it makes sense that they ultimately decided on the more straightforward title Transformers. The working title, Prime Directive, was actually a reference to several facets of the Transformers universe, since it also happened to be the name of an old Transformers comic book series. It's always interesting to consider how carefully the movie was named and how it changed before it was released. Incorporating product placement into a movie is one of Michael Bay's specialties, and the 2007 film Transformers is no different. The movie is full of sneaky logos and commercials, from Bumblebee's sleek Chevy Camaro makeover to the Mountain Dew vending machine that comes to life during the climactic battle. However, did you know that the movie's good sales soared as a result of this commercial placement? The Transformers toy business, Hasbro, made an incredible $480 million in toy sales in 2007 alone, in part because of the movie's extensive use of commercial placement. Michael Bay even got involved, directing Transformers-related advertising for companies like Burger King and General Motors. Like it or dislike it, product placement plays a significant role. What I've Done by Linkin Park is the ideal way to wrap up Transformers. However, you might be surprised to hear that Megan Fox was the reason the band was able to participate in the film. The band reached out to Megan Fox after she attended one of their shows, and they were excited to have their music included in the movie. Michael Bay was informed by her, and soon after, Linkin Park's song was used as the soundtrack for the thrilling credit sequence and final battle. Because of how well the partnership worked, Linkin Park continued to compose music for further Transformers movies, such as Revenge of the Fallen. Their upbeat rock style became a signature of the Transformers cinematic universe. So there you have it, a few of the most awesomely subtle bits and Easter eggs from Transformers 2007 that you most likely missed. With endearing voice actors, rich comic history, and even a sly cameo by Michael Bay, this movie has enough to offer moviegoers of all ages. Which enigma was your favorite to uncover? Tell me in the comments section below, and remember to hit that like button and subscribe